Okay, we're going to try a little different approach on this since there's been so little engagement with it. This is a case that Reed did. We don't know what was done, what was used. The distal buccal root was fractured off when I received it, and the crown was fractured. So we're going to take a look at this. There you can see the intact mesiobuccal and palatal root. These are the sagittal sections on the palatal root. So we're going to look at the palatal root and see if we can figure out what was used here before Reed tells us. So when you go into the link that I sent, do these in order. Look at the 30x stitched first, and by using your scroll button and left mouse click, you can navigate around the stitch sample just as though you had an SEM yourself. And you can look at the canal wall and see if you can get some hints on what he might have used. We know that he has a gentle wave and a photona laser. We know that he uses various irrigating solutions, and the challenge is to see if you can deduce what Reed used on this particular case. So we're going to look at area near the coronal and middle and apical third. This is the 100x stitched, and you want to notice how much demineralization has taken place, how much of the predentin, how much pulpal debris and instrumentation debris is still present, and whether there's any bacterial morphotypes present. So it's good to challenge yourself and see what you can determine by looking through these sections very carefully. I'm going to do it quickly here. And as you go further down the root, it's obviously that the demineralization is a little different because the dentin is also a little different as you go more apically. So I believe there's enough hints here, if you're really careful in how you observe, that of what Reed actually used here. And he will not reveal what he used until we get a minimum of 5 replies from MIE'ers on what you think he used. Now, this is a collage, which is higher powers, in the coronal section of the root. So you get an opportunity to look at these at much higher power in the 3 different areas of the root. And as you look at these, you can try to determine what's happened to the peritubular dentin, how much demineralization of the intertubular dentin, and whether there's any bacterial morphotypes or how much of the predentin has been removed, whether you see any instrumentation debris, any pulpal debris, and any bacterial morphotypes. So this is a very useful exercise to test yourself and refine your pattern recognition and get used to what I look at when I am at my electron microscope. This is how I look at it. I look at all different areas and try to make a determination of what was used before Reed actually uncovers and discloses what he used. This is the apical section of the in a collage, looking at it at various powers. So that's the challenge to you. I hope you gain some benefit from testing yourself and spending some time in going through these collages. Otherwise, it isn't really worth me doing this if there isn't that much interest in refining your interpretive ability. So I think not knowing what was done here and trying to determine just by observation what you think was done is worthwhile. So I'll wait for your answers.